Thea lay on her bed in her room, excitedly playing on her iPad and phone while they're plugged in at 100%, playing games about the future. She kept yelling and saying yes or no when she lost or won. As it got later, her mom called up to her saying, "Be more quiet and go to bed. Also, stop using so much electricity." But she rolled her eyes and shot back, "Who cares? Not me, whatever," and thought about what she had just said as she got into her PJs. Soon her eyes got heavy and she fell asleep, wishing she lived in the future. That night, when she fell asleep, she traveled to the future. Thea woke to the smell of gas. It smelled a little like smoke. She opened her eyes wide and saw smoke everywhere. It burned her eyes and her throat. She got out of bed and bounced on a smokestack when she saw a worker and walked closer to him. She asked, "What time is it?" He replied by saying, "It's 3013, October 5th, 4 o'clock. Her eyes widened. "When I went to bed, it was 2019. December 3rd, she thought, but in reply she asked, "Why is there so much smoke?" He replied back to her saying, "Climate change. The smoke we're producing is contributing to climate change because when it goes out into the world, it produces pollution, which is one of the main contributors to climate change, and it is a contributor because climate change burns the earth," and walked away. She yelled after him, but she got sick of the smoke and walked back to her bed and covered the sheets over her head. "Whatever, I don't care about climate change," she thought, and went back to sleep, not caring about anything except herself. She woke again by the smell of smoke, only this time it didn't smell like gas from the factory. It smelled like a fire. She gasped and opened her eyes to see trees, yellow, red, and orange. She then understood that she was in the middle of a forest fire. She jumped out of bed and saw that she was surrounded by flames. They burned her skin with heat, but she still got out of bed. She could smell smoke. It burned her nose. "Oh my," she thought, but there was a fireman 2 feet away from her with buckets of water. She quickly ran over to him and said, "Hello." He almost jumped out of his skin when he heard her. "Oh, hi there, little one. I didn't see you there. How did you get in the middle of the forest fire?" he replied. Thea completely ignored his question and asked her own. "Why is there a forest fire here?" she asked. "Well, because we're burning too much wood at factories, and then we just throw it out anywhere, and it can catch on other things. Also, we're burning way too much fossil fuels, and we're just caring about our devices, where we have to burn fossil fuels to get the electricity for our devices." She asked, "But why?" He answered, "I care about the environment," he said proudly, and completely ignored her question like she did to him. Thea felt terrible. "Bye," she said, and went back under her covers. When she woke up again, she was safe in her bedroom. The smells that she smelled now were much different from the ones she smelled before. She smelled freshly made pancakes and orange juice. They smelled delicious, she thought, as she went and got dressed. She thought about how lucky she was to have a home and good food, so she decided she wanted to help climate change. "I really want to help climate change, and I think that I can," she thought as she unplugged her iPad and phone. Then her mom yelled up to her, "Honey, breakfast is ready. Come down when you please," her mom said. "I'll be right down, Mom," Thea yelled back. She ran down the steps and ate breakfast with her mom and dad. She told her parents about the wild adventure. Then her and her dad went to buy a new tree. A few minutes later, they planted it in the backyard next to the chicken coop. After that, they talked. "I wish everyone cared about climate change," Thea said. Ever since that day, they cared a lot about climate change.